Hi, I'm Hazel. Happy Friday. Welcome to my Friday WoW live stream. Welcome, everybody. I'm here. I'm mostly on time. I'm ready. I have water with all sorts of ice in it. I have the air conditioner on, and I think I found the point of the curtain where the air is still getting out, as you can tell by the ghostly billow back there. But if I spin my chair around, my camera figures out how to still make me in the light. Hey guys. Neil at large. Fallen Sammy, how you doing? Luke, Kite, Jack, Kristen, Brad, Sarah, welcome everybody. Sarah, thank you very much for your earlier message you got from me this morning. I love the lipstick. Why, thank you. I have a bag of like really inadvisable lipsticks, and typically I wear them. If there's a day when I'm not going to be on camera and I know I don't have to go out, I will wear the craziest, like, ugliest lipsticks ever. Like, if I'm wearing like a really loud lipstick, it's a pretty good bet that I'm actually editing. So, because most of them are, I don't know, it's hard to make them go with clothes. So I figured if I'm just wearing black, then it's a good day to grab something that has some loudness to it. So I was really hoping that when the hour ticked over and it became 3 o'clock, that, like, the dude would spawn here and it could have a super exciting buying my spider mount on stream moment, but apparently that's just not meant to be. What are you going to do today? Now, there is the question. I have a question. Sup, Legal Mendes? How you doing? Excited for Tuesday? Yeah. No, am I? It's not going to affect me that much, I don't think. I mean, I'm excited to do the pre-patch questing, like the Tell Yourself stuff. But that's about it. Great day. We need a dog cam. So, the dog is in his bed. Do I have enough camera lead to get me over there? I'd have to take his collar off. He's gonna leap. He's gonna get uncomfortable and leap. He doesn't stay in one place long enough. Hey Hazel, got the pirate crab art print in the mail today. Nice! I'm at work, still watching. Hope you had a good day. Why did you not post the stream? Post it where? I mean, I can post it on Twitter. That's probably a good idea. The thing that I said that I would do that I never do. Hang on. Live streaming. Is that what people say? Hello! Come live streaming. Sure. People will figure it out. I get the message across. Okay, so, watching the stream, trying to do as many mage towers as I can. 13 to 36. I believe in you, Big Far. I believe. So, with my plans to heroically buy a very cool spider mount kind of dashed, I think my plan B, the thing that I want to do, and this is going to partly depend on you guys, which is part of the reason why I'm stalling. The other part of the reason why it just takes me a minute to, like, get sat down and set up. Also, I want to tell you guys about the fish cam today. I said I wasn't going to do this, and then I changed my mind. So today, just for fun, or until something better happens that I can put on camera, I decided to put the fish cam on the quarantine tank so that we could get to know my... I mean, they're tiny, you can barely see them, but there are 7 White Cloud Mountain minnows in there. I can tell you guys all about them, and they're just doing great. They're just all happy. The tank looks awful, and that's because it's a quarantine tank. It is a temporary setup. They're going to be in there for a month while I observe them to make sure that they're not sick, make sure that they're eating well, you know, get them, you know, quarantine. You know, we make sure that we're not getting anything gnarly into our main tank by just monitoring them for signs of anything being wrong. And then they'll move into the big tank. I'll clean out that one and get something else in there. Okay, advice for controlling algae in the betta tank. So the way that I went about doing that, there's a right way and then there's the thing that I did. So the correct way is to get to it, like find the balance of light. So you probably want to light the tank, especially if you have live plants in there. But if you have too much light, algae is much better at photosynthesizing light than plants are. Like, plants can do it up to a point, but there's like a limited amount that they can do. And after that, you know, the algae can go all day. So if your lights are on for too long, you can end up with algae problems. So try cutting back the lights, try fiddling with the amount of ferts you're putting in, either more or less. So that's the right way to do it. That's the correct way, you know, finding the balance with your tank. The thing that I did was I got a snail. I went and got a Narrate Snail. It's a very tiny little snail, loves algae, eats it right off the glass, keeps things very clean, does add to the bioload of the tank, because snails are kind of poopy, they always are. So I do clean the tank a little bit more often, but I don't have to, like, scrape the algae off the sides of it. cheap, tiny. They will lay eggs if you get a female one, but the eggs will not hatch. They're just like these little white bumpy things that are kind of everywhere. And, yeah, get a Narrate Snail. They're great. Okay, it's like Big Brother. What's the plan today? You need the Hearthsteed mount. I do have the Hearthsteed mount. Don't do it, save for the vendor mount. Yes, that's the correct answer, but I'm here to make mistakes. The fish tank looks good. Thanks, John. Hi, Hazel. What's up? Alright, so the thing that I want to do today, and again, like I said, a little bit dependent on you guys, I want to get a new battle pet for myself. I want to get a Deathwatch Hatchling. In order to get a Deathwatch Hatchling, I need to be a member of a guild that has a certain achievement, and I think, hang on, let's find out what that achievement is for starters. I might have to wowhead this because I've forgotten. So the plan, basically, I'm going to figure out what the guild achievement is. Hopefully, one of you is in a guild that has that achievement, can invite me, and is on North America, so that I can create a character in your realm. You invite me to the guild and I join it, and then I run around and quest on that character to get enough guild rep and gold to actually buy the thing. That's the dream. So that's what I want to do today, but first I need to actually find out what achievement I'm even asking you guys if you have. So, Deathwatch Hatchling. Wow, I really butchered typing that. Wow, I does not know what I mean. Hatchling. There we go. Need that as well. Are you still gnome? Can't see well. Not right now. I'm currently on my Void Elf character. Hi, Michael. So, how are you guys feeling about the 8.0 on Tuesday? How ready do you guys feel on like a 1 to 10 scale? Because it's, I mean, it's coming whether you like it or not. So, this pet. Alright, Challenge Warlords Gold Guild Edition. So, completing every WoD challenge mode with gold rating in a guild group. So this isn't something a guild can go and do now, which is probably part of the reason why my guild doesn't have it. So if you meet these 3 criteria, 1, you are a member of a guild that has Challenge Warlords Gold Guild Edition. Secondly, you need to be able to invite me and hopefully not make anybody too mad. It's just an alt character. And thirdly, North America, NA realms. If you meet all 3 of those criteria, please let me know in the chat with what realm it is and what faction, so that I can create an alt to try and do this if you guys are up for it. So I'm going to scroll up and see. Guild has that, the PvP server, that's fine. I may not finish the rep grind today, and after Tuesday, it doesn't matter if it's a PvP server or not. It's Korgath on NA. The Void Elf, level 20. Do you have a vid with all the add-ons that you use? I do have videos with add-ons. They're kind of broken up by category, so I have like my UI add-ons, my pet add-ons, and those are all in a playlist on my channel. You're a 1 of 10, you came into Legion late, and now you're drowning? Oh no. Scared of the stat squish? What if I never hit 2 million DPS ever again? I'm sure that they're going to ramp things up really, really quickly. I did Field Medic. Grats, Nana. I meet all the criteria, PvP server. Okay, that's totally fine. You said Korgath NA, Horde or Alliance? I'm doing it. Korgath Alliance side. Perfect. Thank you. That is so nice of you. I don't mind it as a PvP server. If I start getting, like, massively ganked because I'm streaming, then I'll just do something else on this stream and level it at a later time. But, you know, maybe that won't happen. What are the odds of that happening? Let's see. Korgath. I mean, if it does happen, at least, like, I can still level in the early zone, right? Like, you don't get flagged until you leave the first one. So I figure, like, this is a temporary character. I just need to be able to get around and... Kargath? Korgath. First of all, why is there a Kargath and a Korgath? You said Korgath, so I'm going with Korgath. Alright. Korgath. That's funny, I didn't realize that. So Alliance side. So I need to create any Alliance character. Ooh, I have allied races too. I don't want to start at level 20, like I said. I actually want to start at level 1, so no allied races. I'm going to be a hunter. I'm not starting in Draenei because I don't want to start in the Draenei starting zone, so I'm going to be a... Being a gnome is, like, really on brand for me. I always do... Oh, I'm going to be a dwarf. I'm going to be a dwarf hunter lady. Alright, let's set this up. This is going to take me a moment, so... hang on. Also, I'm still not wearing my glasses. I'm still not wearing my headphones. I have a pot of tea that I haven't poured yet, although it's hot tea, and that may just be a mistake today. It's like, I've got the AC running, but it's still pretty warm in here. Alright, so faces, I like to be... Oh, purple eyes. I like that. And then the hair, I mean, I've always been a fan of that hair. And I've also, you know, the short, yeah, that's a good one. I typically go red, but I feel like that might clash with the pink eyes, so we're gonna go with, like, this light brown color. My human priest, back when my gnome priest was actually a human, used to have hair that color. And then, I want a nose ring, because, you know, we play fantasy games to do things that we can't... Excuse me. Okay, maybe it'll remember this. Hang on, I need to delete something. I have, I forgot that I was capped. I have these characters that I use to hand out pets. So I have, like, alright, what's a server that... I try and keep a character on, like, the really popular servers, so that I can reuse them. Hang on. Oh man, we're getting there. Logging in now. I will try and get on as quickly as possible. Hey Hazel, how are the fish doing? Are they still alive? So the sick fish died. All of the sick fish died. We got new fish. We cleaned, we nuked everything and ended up getting new fish. Not everything. So I still have my gourami. We still have Chromie. It's a honey gourami. She's still adorable. We still have Flutta, of course. It's just the cherry barbs didn't make it. So I sterilized the tank, let it dry for a day, set up the quarantine again, got some new fish. We're quarantining some new cherry barbs in the, we quarantined some, so the cherry barbs died. We are quarantining White Cloud Mountain minnows in there. There are 7 of them. You can kind of see them. They look terrible on camera because they're very tiny and you can't see them properly. But I promise in person, when you get really up close to them, they are gorgeous. They're really cheap, hardy little things. They're kind of underrated, I think, but really nice. 2 days ago, I witnessed a miracle. Shaw of Anger dropped his mount for me. That's my good news to share this week. Congrats! Thank you for your videos. Thanks for watching them, Michael. If big an allied race would be dumped in Stormwind, oh, that is true. I want to level, like, I'm gonna need guild rep, though, which you get from doing quests, and if this is a PvP server, I want to have, I want to actually start at level 1. Hang on. No, I actually still need to delete that. I want to start at level 1 so that I can do those quests while leveling to 20 and get a certain amount of guild rep, so we're heading to Korgath. I'm gonna be fighting this entire stream to not sing the song that's stuck in my head. That one. What are we doing? Went to the bathroom, got lost. I am creating a character to get a battle pet with, essentially, through the kindness of a viewer whose guild has the achievement that I need. So there we go. I want my nose ring. My name is Hazel. And looking for a guild invite. It's called Vidium, and my name is Callie. Okay. So my name is hang on. I've already forgotten. I think it was Hazel with just an E on the end, Hazele, but I will double check when I log in. Human has a rep buff. Oh no, you're right. You are right. I should be a human. I knew I was going to be human for a reason. Oh, alright, hang on. I really wanted to be a dwarf. It's temporary, it doesn't matter. I should absolutely be a human. Darn it. New character? Kind of. How late am I? Not that late. Please tell me there's a Wonky Boy 2 with 100% less wonk. So, actually, kind of, yes. There was sort of like a wonky girl. So when, I will join, but I'm gonna make a human first. So when I brought them home at first, a lot of them had what looked like kind of bent spines, like they were kind of bent up in the spine a little bit. And that was a little bit worrying, but they were still swimming okay. It's just the one of them had like an especially bent spine. He was like swimming kind of like a rocking horse. It was a female one, which is why I'm saying wonky girl. Alright, human, female, I mean, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. This is fine. Everything's fine. Actually, maybe I'll recreate my... Oh no, she had a special hair. Do any of these look like me? No, not really. Eh, the ponytail's always good. Actually, I used to wear the bun all the time. These all bring back, like, such memories. And then that was always the thing. That seems fine. Hazel with an E on the end. And I should probably turn off most of her add-ons. Let's just take Auctioneer, because we're going to need to sell some stuff for some gold. We're going to take Bartender. We're going to take... we can keep all these. What else do we want? I don't need Details. I don't need Gladius. Gnosis is fine. I won't even bother with Gnosis, actually. KUI, sure. I'll grab Shadowed Uniframes. I just don't need TSM. Shadowed Uniframes. Okay. Hazel just showed that she's a Canadian. I probably did, but I don't know how. Loved your old React video. I'm glad that some people got a kick out of that. I felt like that was some group therapy. Nervous for pre-patch and BFA. Excited. This will be my first expansion. I've only played Legion. You're gonna have so much fun. You're gonna have so much fun. Like, fresh launches are so exciting. Alright. I promise this is the one this time. This is it. So, I've got the ward quest. I'm gonna need... Oh, did I make a priest? Oh, well, it's fine. It's fine. I'll be a priest. Thank you, Callie. Alright. We are in business. So, I've summoned an Abyssius. That's not what I meant to do, but that'll do. So, if we are doing some questing to try and get some rep, we're gonna need our mount over here. Smiting stuff is fine. What else am I doing? Heirlooms. No, I don't want heirlooms, actually, because I want the heirlooms that'll help me do damage, but I don't actually necessarily want to level faster. Again, I want to do the quest faster. I'll wear the heirlooms for the damage boost. So, all of the cloth stuff should all be 110, and then I've got a ring, I've got a necklace, I've got another ring, I've got some trinkets, those will give me some haste. I don't know if those are, like, exactly the right ones, but it's mostly fine. I'm going to look like this. I can't stand running around in the heirloom stuff. That's, like, one of the first things I usually change out of, but I need to, we need to save, I think it's like 300 gold that you'll need. Shouldn't be a big problem. Once I hit a city, I'll probably pick up, herbalism and mining or herbalism and skinning and selling low-level stuff. It won't get you super far, but it'll get you probably far enough. I just watched one of your videos and I checked your channel and just started to play WoW and I'm overwhelmed. WoW is overwhelming. There's a lot going on and that's okay. You just don't stress yourself out trying to learn everything at once. Just kind of like pick something you're interested in and then figure out the stuff surrounding that. Just do a little bit at a time. Let that earworm out, only way it works for me. I would absolutely sing it terribly for you guys, except for the fact that I'm YouTube streaming and I would get, it's a copyright thing. Expansion launches are fun for sure. Are you streaming during pre-patch day too? I need someone to show me how the event will be. Pre-patch day. Pre-patch day is on Tuesday. Yeah, well, I actually will be streaming on pre-patch day just because I normally stream on Tuesdays anyways. As far as like actual launch day, I go back and forth on whether I want to do that. I probably will, but we'll see. Setup tour? I'm gonna do an office tour, but I'm not gonna do an office tour soon. I have my life pretty much booked until like mid-September at this point. Human smartest for sure. Do we get upright orcs on Tuesday? Yes, you will be able to take your orc into a barbershop after the pre-patch, and he will straighten you right out. Alright. So, when am I going to start noticing guild rep? Does the guild rep not start until later? Because I'm going to need to be, in order to buy the thing, because we're looking specifically for the Deathwatch Hatchling. Deathwatch Hatchling. Yes, I'm going to need to be revered. And, it's possible that I said all that stuff about wanting to level to 20 to get the guild rep out of those quests, and maybe there isn't any. Oh. How you doing, Flubby? Could have been Hazelbro 2.0. I thought about it. Male Night Elf is one thing. Male Human, though. Male Human takes not me. We all have things that we can't play. All the fish died. A lot of fish did die. It was really upsetting. It was very much stressing me out because I would, if one of them died, I needed to take it out right away and look it over to see if I could identify what happened, which I never really was able to do. So I was checking the tank all day, just being like, hey, are you all alive? You all alive? And they'd be alive, and then one would die. And it was like that basically every day. it was not good. And they didn't look like they were in very good shape. They weren't having a good time. They're in a happier fish place now. Let's see. I'm skipping ahead. What heirlooms do I use for Windwalker Monk? Leather. Leather heirlooms. As far as weapons, I actually have no idea. Fist weapons, maybe? I think I used a staff. I think I used an agility staff. I don't think it really matters. The heirlooms, actually, as long as your armor type is correct, I believe they will now flex between stats. So, like, whereas before there was like intellect mail, and there was also agility mail for like shamans versus hunters, or there was same thing with leather. There was like druid into leather, and there was rogue agility leather. Now, any like the leather, the prime. I promise I'm okay. I can spit out words. The primary stat flexes to your current specialization now. I am several % sure that's how it works. I've done this quest now. I need to go hand it in. What about a male space goat? We had to go... I started out as a female dwarf, and I was very excited about that, but we went back and did a human instead because it was correctly pointed out to me that there is a 10% rep buff on human, and that's going to be kind of important. Elaine, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope that you enjoy the stream. I appreciate having you here, and I appreciate the support. Favorite race in WoW? Void Elves are pretty good. Gnomes are amazing. Gnomes are wonderful. Male Draenei. Draenei in general, but like male Draenei are like, you know, male, you know, they're so wide. Send a guild tabard for more rep. Oh, are those BOA? Are those account-wide? Can I send one of those? Because you're right, I should. So yeah, I got my first guild rep from that quest, so I should be in business. You're right. I should check to see. Are those BOA? Did you buy the tabard to increase your guild rep gain? No. I should do that, huh? Can I buy it on the other thing? Go kill the kobold. I'm not trying to level though. We're trying to do quests. We're specifically trying to complete quests. You smite that work? Why are you leveling a human? I am grinding guild reputation with a guild that very politely gave me an alternate invite so that I can get this Deathwatch Hatchling pet that I don't have yet. So I'm going to assume... Oh, just sent you 300 gold for the pet? Oh, thank you! I didn't know you were on Korgath. If I send a comment from Eastern Europe, how long approximately will it take to get to you? I imagine not that long. So I am Hazele on Korgath. So I'm gonna need to... I'm seeing if I can buy myself the tabard. I'm seeing if that's a thing. Because otherwise, how am I supposed to get it? Like, don't you need a certain amount of guild rep? So if I get on this character... They're BOA? Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'm making another priest. I'm not keeping it. I am just doing this in order to get the reputation that I need to buy a Deathwatch Hatchling and finally have a battle pet that I have been putting off getting for like 2 expansions. I have a question. What's up? You said that you had a question before, and I said what's up, and now you still have a question. I haven't seen the question yet. I have no other time on emissary tunes. Oh, hunting battle pets kept me busy. I did it to do the same thing you're doing. Would have been nice to have some more stuff about them. Oh, Void Elves needed more lore. Void Elves felt kind of like a, this thing looks really cool. People will like it. Let's put it in the game. And I'm not mad about that. I don't really feel like it needs the lore, but I definitely understand where people are coming from when they say that, because it does feel like the backstory is a little bit like, you know, whatever, tentacle hair. But I want the tentacle hair, so I don't care. Make sure you buy the epic one. Alright. Alright, we will do it. There's another background download in the BNet app. Gold making tips for the beginning of BFA. I mean, gathering is always very good early on. Like, you know, just your standard fishing, herbalism, mining, that kind of thing. Because people are trying to craft the new stuff. And, you know, nobody's accrued, like, giant stores of it yet. It's not going to change your life, but it's going to be pretty good. If you can get into flipping BUE epics, that's also really good early. But for the most part, it's going to be pretty standard stuff. So I need to drop by Stormwind, I bet. I think that's where I buy them. How I start getting gold in new servers, buy a bunch of guild tabards, send to my characters, and then sell them for 62 gold pop. Oh, you vendor them. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. What is the Deathwatch Hatchling? It's a battle pet that I happen to not have. What add-on makes your insanity bar in the middle of your screen when you play your Void Elf? That is called Insanity Bar. You can download, I have it as a weak aura, but you can also get it just directly as an add-on now, Twin Top's Insanity Bar, and the link for that should be around with the other Shadow Priest add-on links over on the How To Priest website, howtopriest.com. They have excellent, excellent Shadow stuff. I learned everything that I know from them. Ooh, I'm heading over here. I'm jealous. I want my spider and the vendor won't spawn. Okay, over here. I always thought it was odd that, like, the guild thing was the visitor center. Because if you're just a visitor... guild... This isn't right. That's not the right vendor. What about you? There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, so they vendor for 62 gold. Increased by 100. Well, that's good. Okay. I can get on board with that. I didn't realize those were account-wide. I mean, it makes sense, because otherwise why would you... Like, I thought they were just server-wide for some reason. That doesn't make any sense. I guess I never really thought about it. So I'm HJZELE Core Gas. Hey, it remembers. This game's really smart sometimes. I lost it. My bags are a mess. I keep trying to vendor these shriveled troll hearts, and they're just not vendoring. Like, they have a vendor price, but I have a feeling they just don't vendor. Here. That one. I could have searched for it, but I couldn't remember what it was called. What item level should I get to prepare for BFA? I mean, whatever you can, really, but I wouldn't stress about it. You're going to get new gear within like 3 to 5 levels anyways. However, in the pre-patch, worth noting that in 8.0 pre-patch, you will be able to use your Wakened Essences to purchase specific legendaries, not just a random legendary anymore. So save up those, you know, do emissaries, do some dungeons, do some mythic zeros or some random dungeons if you want, and get yourself like the best legendary, especially if it's a legendary that the effect is being baked into your class. I don't know specifically which ones those are, but the legendaries will still continue to be good for like a couple of levels while leveling, so that's a good thing to do. Late Night Productions is in a mood. Hi Hazel, hey Marissa. Broken got mad at the end of Legion. That's what Velen did again. I haven't seen any Broken on that leaving Vindicar. Yeah, I mean, it's only awkward if we go back again, and then they're like, well, now we're really done. Now we're really done with you guys. Alright, so I'm wearing this cool guild tabard. Much cooler tabard design than what we have. We have, like, this really whiny looking teddy bear thing. I don't know if anybody likes it. Maybe my guild leader must like it. Are you listening to any music during the stream, or do you enjoy the silence? Either is fine, just rarely see people stream without BGM. I don't know what BGM is. I don't tend to stream with any music. Because it's YouTube streaming, there's, like, not a whole lot of music that you can even get away with streaming on YouTube and having in your VoD. And even if it was legal for me to have in the stream and in the VoD, you never know when Content ID is just going to match you, and then you have to argue with them about it, and, like, the entire time, it's just not worth it. And I figure if I stream without any music, then you guys can, on your own end, if you're, you know, playing WoW at your computer or whatever, play whatever you want. And, you know, you're not committed, like, if you're listening to the stream, you're not committed to listening to whatever it is that I happen to listen to, which is for the best, because I listen to, like, nothing but K-pop lately. Not nothing, but mostly K-pop. And that's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's just fine. Okay, there we go. So now we're getting, like, 260 rep per quest, and I am all about that. My Warlock is 87. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to 110 before Wednesday. I mean, you don't really need to be leveled in time for the pre-patch, I don't think. You know, it'd be nice to be before BFA, but you got lots of time for that. My husband's been going through the same thing. He's been leveling his Void Elf that he's making for BFA. And he really wants to be done in time for the patch. And I don't quite understand why. Maybe I've missed something. Maybe there's something that's going to make it harder to level. But I haven't heard anything about them nerfing invasion leveling. I don't see why they would. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm new to YouTube. Just wanted to say thank you. I used some of your guides to set up my YouTube channel. So thank you. Well, thanks for stopping by the stream. I hope that everything goes well for you on your YouTube journey. Speaking of YouTube, actually, I got an email the other day from YouTube. Automated, obviously. Like, one of their automated creator whatever emails. And it was like, Hazelnuttygames, congrats on your first live stream! You went live, how did it feel? And, like, just some stats about my first live stream that happened last week. I'm like, oh boy. YouTube, are you alright? Oh, man. Well, we have new emissary quests in BFA. Yeah, you'll be doing new emissaries. They work a little bit differently in that instead of giving you a chest that could give you, like, resources or gold or gear, instead, you'll know what it's going to give you when you're doing the quest. It'll say right under the emissary. So, some of them will give you gold, some of them will give you war resources, some of them will give you, like, a specific piece of gear or azurite power. My favorite ones that I've been doing on the beta are the ones that give you a piece of azurite armor, because I was really hurting for a helmet, and I finally got one through that. So, there are new ones. They work a little bit differently. Is it weird that I have the Zandalari Ankle Render, Foot Lasher, Knee Biter, Toe Nibbler? I have so many rare pets, maybe I can send you one. I don't think that's weird. Collecting pets is fun and for everybody. I myself have quite a few of them. Sometimes people do send me pets. I used to do giveaways with them. I will be completely transparent, though. These days, I don't do a whole lot of pet giveaways. I do them on Patreon, but when I do those, I typically, like, search out a pet specifically for the winners to make sure that I'm not giving them something they already had. So pets that people send me, I sell them, and then that gold, I guess you could say it goes towards the Patreon giveaways, but sometimes it's just my gold. Sometimes, maybe that's how I bought my spider. You never know. I mean, not especially, but... just full disclosure, you guys are welcome to send me pets if you don't want them and you don't want to sell them, but I'm probably just going to sell them. So that's what's happening there. You get to recolor your hair next expansion? Like, you mean like the expansion after BFA or for the BFA launch? Because I've been recoloring it like every couple of months because it seems to fade, like even at the ends are starting to be blonde again already, which I'm kind of on board with, it's fine. But I'll probably redo it at some point. Not a different color though. Not a different color until at least the expansion after BFA. Love your videos. Thank you. Background music. Oh! Sometimes what I'll do is I will go and turn on game music. And then I'll have that coming through my headphones. And there we go. It should be coming through the stream too. But it's usually like, the way the mixing turns out, it's usually so quiet. Why are none of these guys dropping me their weapons? What's up? Oh, I don't have auto loot on. That's why. I'm thinking, I've killed like an awful lot of these guys, and I have, yeah, there we go. Auto loot. I usually remember that. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, I'm catching up. K-pop music is awesome. My daughter's going to Korea in August. Lucky her. I feel like Korea's probably really warm in August, like in the summer. I heard that it gets like really hot there, although it's really hot here, so. Group up, get more bonus XP. I'm not trying to level, though. I'm not specifically trying to level. I am trying to complete quests for guild rep to get to revered. That's what we're after here. Will the WoW token go up or down in BFA? It will probably go up and continue to go up. I would be very surprised if it ever comes down. Best add-on for your followers will end up being the ones that give you resources. So watching your Saturday video, your stream came up as a recommendation. Thanks, YouTube. YouTube used to be pretty good about putting the stream, like, up on my stuff. Like, if you're watching one of my videos or if you're on my channel, it should be pretty good about recommending it. But every now and then somebody says that they found out about, like, super at the end or, like, after it was over, and that's a bummer. Do you main Alliance normally? I have for a couple of expansions now. I've been pretty solidly Alliance since MOP. Late MOP. Late MOP was when I kind of came back over for the last time, but I've always kind of preferred it. You got your spider? No, I got 2 million gold. I got 2 million gold that I would like to spend on a spider, but the merchant won't spawn for me. It spawns when I'm not ready, but it doesn't spawn for me. Hair, Void Elf Purple. Does YouTube let you play any music like Twitch does? I want to say no. I want to say no. Also, like even beyond the live stream, I like to keep the recordings of these streams available on my YouTube channel so people can catch up later if they want to. And that functions basically exactly like any other YouTube video where you really just don't want to mess with the copyright stuff. It's just not worth it. Especially when, like, this is my whole job. You know, I've spent 5 years working on my channel. It's my entire income. I'm pretty invested. It would be very silly to jeopardize it over something like some tunes. I always forget to turn that on. Auto loot best feature. When will the pre-patch hit? Tuesday, July the 17th. Is that a fish can? Hell yeah. This is, yeah, that's my, I mean, I move it around. I have a betta tank that's, like, behind me. And I normally keep it on there with Flood of the Betta. But I've decided today to move it over to my quarantine tank to show off my new babies. I got some White Cloud Mountain Minnows, and I'm absolutely in love with them. I think they're just the bee's knees. They're phenomenal. they're so pretty. Like, they didn't look like a whole lot in the store. In the store, they just kind of looked like silverfish. But once they got home, they got a little bit more comfortable. They've got, like, this rosy rainbow sheen to the top of them. They've got these beautiful, like, red fins with white tips on them that look like a strawberry popsicle. And they're super cute and fun to watch. They're really active. Stream doesn't show up on any of my YouTube accounts feeds, even though it used to. Yeah, YouTube has its moments, and sometimes it doesn't. Auto-loot should be auto-enabled if you have it set in other characters, like camera settings. That is a very good thing. I actually wish they would do that with more stuff. Like, there's always, you know, not just auto-loot, but I always end up having to go and adjust my party frames. Just a couple of things, but it would be nice if they defaulted it to whatever you, like, or let you set up profiles, maybe. My guild and I are still progressing Mythic Argus due to us being a new guild. Hoping we get it down on Sunday in our 5-hour raid. Wish me luck. Got down to 10% last raid. I believe in you guys. You guys can totally do it. You got that. How long did it take you to level your Void Elf? We did it over the course of a couple weeks, probably like a month or so, but I wasn't going especially quickly. Man, I haven't done these quests in a while. It has been a minute since I mean, I guess we were leveling my Light Forage Journey Paladin. I guess I could just do that after this. I can just, like, change the stream title to make it officially a leveling stream, because, I mean, what else am I going to do after this? Nothing. Here, let's call it a... Well, I don't want to make it a leveling stream then, because everybody will tell me how to get more experience when that's not specifically what we're doing. I'll just leave it alone. It's fine. We good. Doing great, Hazel. Love your videos. Thanks, Rosita. We would love to see you in your natural hair color at least once before you dye purple again. I mean, you can't, though, because it's been bleached, like, underneath the purple. I had to bleach it out of my natural hair color to get it purple. So once the purple fades, it's just going to be like a really light purpley gray. It's not going to be natural again unless I completely grew it out, which would be like another 8 years of work. However, if you are curious about what my natural hair color looked like, there's like 150 videos of that on my YouTube channel. You just go anything before December has me in my full natural hair. It's just a dark brown. Are your new fish doing okay so far? They're doing really, really well. They're eating super well. They're very active. Their colors look really good. Like I said, I was talking about earlier how their spines were a little bit bent when I first got them home, but after a night in the tank, they had completely straightened out, which I never knew could happen. I didn't know that fish could be, like, stress bent and then straighten out, but they all look great now. Super, super happy with them. After those, so those are going to be in quarantine until the first Tuesday in August, I think. And then after that, I'm going to get some Corridoras. We're going to get 6 Corridoras. Probably either Panda or Julii, like the Trilineatus Corys. So excited. They're going to be so cute. They're like little snuffly catfish that, like, dig in sand. They're great. Should make a thing on the side of your screen telling what you're doing. I mean, yeah, it's probably a good idea. I do... typing, though, man. If it comes up a lot, and it's, like, getting in the way of other things that we're trying to talk about, then maybe. But, you know, the other secret hidden benefit of answering the same questions over and over again is it means that I don't have to come up with as many things to say. Name changed. Ciao from Costa Rica. More than a minute. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Ophelia Mills. Wanted to say I subbed almost a month ago. Binge watched your videos. People who say Mopsuck didn't truly play it all the way through. True? I mean, everybody has different preferences as to expansions, and I think they like and dislike them for different reasons. I don't actually know anybody that, like, anybody I found that didn't like Mop either played it for the first month and then quit because early on the daily quest situation was absolutely awful. Like, they fixed it later, but the daily quest situation at early Mop endgame, terrible. So many quests to do, and it was really beneficial to do all of them, like 3-4 hours of daily quests a day. So, oh, I don't need to kill them yet. I need to do these other ones. So, that's a reason I could understand for not liking Mop. Or there's also people that just saw, like, the trailer and they saw the pandas and were like, I don't like pandas, and that was the end of that. But as far as being an expansion, I think it was a really, really stunning example of, like, really great storytelling, really wonderful environments, cool raids, lots of extra neat stuff to do. You know, that was the expansion of pet battles. That had the farm. I liked the farm. You know, fight me. I liked the farm. The farm was fun. It was a little bit click heavy. It was a little bit action heavy. But it was neat. Just noticed your graphics on movement is really smooth. You must have a strong card. I'm running WoW on a GTX 1070. It is, oh, did I tag it? I didn't tag it. Oh no, it was right there. Oh well, it's fine. I don't need it for a quest. I don't need the experience. We just need the quest credit for the guild rep. But what was I saying? I was saying something. I was saying, oh, my graphics card. Yeah, GTX 1070, great card. Does everything I mostly need it to. It's not quite heavy lifting enough to do the. I really want to make videos in 4K. I want to make really smooth, nice-looking videos in 4K. I don't care how unnecessary it is. I just want to do it, and it can't quite handle that. I've tried. Maybe it's not the graphics card, maybe it's the processor, but I'm gonna redo my rig. Either redo or ask around and see if any company wants to take pity on me and help me get a new rig that's got like some good stuff in it. Because I want to not only do the 4K stuff, but I want to work with some effects that I haven't been able to yet either. Been forever since I made it to live. Helping me stay sane on bed rest with a complicated pregnancy. Thank you for helping me stay positive and happy. I wish you the best with that, Rebecca. I hope things look up. Thanks for coming here. To use a shampoo that has some dye in it to keep it dyed, you just don't wash it much. I forgot what it was, but I used it when my hair was blue. So I use a color safe shampoo, but I also wash my hair fairly infrequently. I use dry shampoo as needed, and I wash it with my color safe shampoo like probably weekly, probably once a week, but for the most part, like I shower every day because otherwise that would be gross. But I wear a shower cap to keep my hair dry. My hair has done a lot better in terms of frizz level since I stopped shampooing it all the time and even stopped getting it wet all the time. It just does so much better like this. I found it's still a little crazy sometimes, but it feels manageable. So yeah, I don't wash it very often. How to tell a woman's natural hair color? Look at their eyebrows. Yeah, to some extent. Sometimes they're not actually the same. I've seen people that, I mean, maybe they just all had colored hair, but I feel like your natural eyebrows sometimes can be darker or lighter than the rest of your hair. The Golden Lotus needs your help in another castle. Makes me want to get back on WoW. I was taking a break until BFA comes out, but I just feel that I can't wait for that anymore. I mean, BFA's in a month, so if you came back now, you would be just getting ready. You know, getting your ducks in a row. Clean out your bank. Set up your transmogs. You know, you don't even have to do any of, like, the last-minute Legion deadline stuff. Just kind of, like, get yourself sorted out. I would say come back after Tuesday, come after the pre-patch, because it's a little bit late to do anything that you would need to do before the pre-patch, for the most part, unless you can, like, squeak yourself into a Huragarga skill, but that's a little bit of a big ask. But if you come back after the pre-patch, then you don't have to, like, figure out your class, and then figure out your class again after the class changes that happen on Tuesday. So, like, do it next week is my recommendation. On YouTube, 4K is not needed. Absolutely not, no. And you're right, their compression is going to make it kind of useless, but I don't care. I don't care. Why are you doing another priest? I was going to do a hunter, but then I subconsciously picked priest instead. I got confused. I'm actually a little bit surprised myself, but you know, it's fine. I'm just a priest I'm just a shadow priest at heart. I will need to actually spec shadow sin though. I don't care if this is more damage. I can't, all these yellow spells are not what I'm like. Why not do another priest? Humans really have an XP bonus. They have a rep bonus, and rep is really what we're here for. We are here for guild reputation. We need to get to revered. So I am presently almost friendly. So we just need to tick into revered. Heading back to the thing. Told you late night was in a mood. I started using baby powder instead of dry shampoo, especially for my bangs. Seem to last a lot longer, but it's good to train your hair. Yeah, the only reason I switched to dry shampoo, because I used to use cornstarch, actually. I would mix cornstarch, back when my hair was brown, I would mix cornstarch with cocoa powder. And it was really cheap, worked really well as dry shampoo. I would just brush some on with my fingers and, like, shake it through. My hair kind of smelled like cookies, which is either a good or a not good thing, depending on whether or not you want your hair to smell like cookies. But I switched to dry shampoo just because it's easier to be able to spray it. Although I'm sure the aerosol thing's not good for the environment. Hazel, with being on your fish kick, you should be insane like me, get your level 3 fishing garrison and the turtle mount. I actually did that in Warlords. I did get the level 3 fishing garrison, and I did get the turtle mount from it. Frog Raider, thank you very much for the super chat. Can you make a video of you just dancing in the Murloc costume? Anytime I'm feeling bad, it always makes me smile. Like a longer one than the 10 seconds, because the full clip that I edited that from wasn't actually that much longer. I'll think about it. I actually have a really fun idea for something that I'll probably never do. Instagram, Hazelnutty Life. Hazelnutty Life. That's my Instagram. Can you do a video on how to clean out your bank? I'm a hoarder, need someone to tell me to get rid of things. Yeah, it's called Everything's Account-Wide, so vendor it already. You're welcome. Like and subscribe. Is it worth gearing up any further than Legion Greens since BFA is coming out so soon? I mean, you're gonna kind of struggle early on in Legion Greens, but it'll be a temporary problem, so it's kind of up to you. I would say it's pretty easy to at least, like, if you can do a couple of invasions, with Nether Shards you can get 850 stuff, and if you can get out to Argus, you can get 910 stuff. It's not terribly tough to do. So if you have the time and you're not doing anything else, I would say try and get more gear, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. You know, take candle. Blonde, have dark eyebrows. Hi Hazel, my name's Mark. I am a recent sub, recently came back to WoW after an 8-year break. Love your videos, keep them up. 8 years. What expansion was it 8 years ago? Was that Kata? Was Kata 8 years ago? Goodness. Should I dye my hair pink, purple, or platinum white? I say go with pink or purple. Platinum takes some heavy bleaching. It's very hard in your hair and takes a very long time. It's doable, but it's rough on your hair. Because I went purple, I still had to lighten my hair first, but like half of the lightening that I would have had to do otherwise, so I was able to use a much gentler stuff. I really like pink. I really like pink hair on people. I like pink hair on most people. Is anybody else beginning to panic about the pre-patch? I'm starting to panic about the launch. I'm not ready. I need to go back in time. I don't know. I feel like I haven't been slacking. Things keep coming up and videos take longer. I think I need to accept, and a part of me did, that videos take longer than I think they're going to. Back when I started making videos, I could make a video in a day, and I would work really hard for a whole day, and I'd put out a video and be like, great, that's my day of work. And I set up my schedule to accommodate that. I set up my schedule with 1 video per day of work in mind. But I didn't, like, a video that I make today, I can't do it in a day anymore. Like, a little more goes into them. I spend a little more time on research, I spend more time on editing, I spend more time on recording, and I can't get them done in a day anymore, so. When I redid my channel banner, I took off, partly because I didn't have a saved version of that Photoshop file that had that little square that said videos every weekday, and partly because I didn't really want to continue having that up there when it wasn't true. But I took off the thing that, like, guarantees the video every weekday. I will try. I will always do my very best to have, like, a new Variety WoW video Monday through Thursday, and then, of course, the vlog on Friday, you know, stream VoD on Saturday, extra stream on Tuesday, but I can't always do it, and I've just come to accept that it's okay to take another day to get something ready. Because when I was trying to, like, really stick to the 5 days a week thing and, like, smash a new video out every day, I would end up staying up until, like, midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, and then the following day would end up being really awful because I didn't get enough sleep and I wouldn't be working very well, and I ended up, like, taking a nap, and I didn't get anything done anyways. It works out at the same amount of videos. Alright, super looking forward to the pre-patch. I made it when you're streaming. I have no life. I traded it all to play again. Here are things that I'm guaranteed to use over time, just not immediately. Oh, these are things. I gotcha. Are you gonna do any streams dedicated to Europeans? I'm in East EU. It's 1:40 a.m. I do a stream every Tuesday morning my time, so basically the time that it is now minus 7 hours. So if it's 1:40 a.m. for you, so 7 in the evening. Basically 7 in the evening your time is when I do my Tuesday morning streams. So it'd be 7 in the evening on Tuesday, basically, I think. My math might be a little bit off, but like somewhere around there. Tuesdays. Every week. Go blue and silver, it's so pretty. Love your tattoo. So I'm actually thinking, well, thank you, first of all. Thank you, that's very nice of you. I am really, like, I've been meaning to, you know, half-heartedly meaning to get my other arm tattooed forever. And, like, since I got the first one done, basically, it's just, like, things got a little bit complicated because I moved away from the place where my old tattoo studio was, and then the tattoo artist moved, so I can't even go back there if I was to go back to Canada to get it done. And you know, just like a bunch of stuff happened, and all of a sudden it's been like 5 years since I had my last tattoo done. And I'm kind of thinking that I should just get it done. I should just do it. I have some ideas. I should just put them onto some paper, make an appointment somewhere, and be like, put some ink on me. It's about time. Dye your hair turquoise algae to fit in with a culture-ass nautical theme. Man, algae green hair is gonna be my thing one day, but not yet. Not yet. I'm not ready yet. I like my purple too much. So we need to get some boards. I guess it's all over here. Go blue and silver. Why are you leveling a Shadow Priest? I am questing on a priest on a different server so that I can get some reputation with this guild that has graciously invited me, so that I can buy the Deathwatch Hatchling from their guild vendor, because that is a battle pet that I don't have yet. That's what I'm up to. I'm annoyed because I start university on the day that the pre-patch launches. Oh, man. Did you bleach the test strip of your hair when you did the color test? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I bleached it and then I dyed it. And I do recommend that to get a feel for how, like, what strength to use, how long to leave it on. Because you don't want to overdo it. You want to use the least amount of product with bleaching, mind you. With dye, if it's like a non-developing dye, just pack it on. Go nuts. But with the bleach, you want to use the minimum amount that it's going to take to get the result that you want. Because if you go too hard, you're going to do damage that's really hard to fix. Hey Hazel, I've had a pretty bad day, but your positive personality cheers me up a lot, so thank you. I hope that you, I know that you'll feel better. I know that things will turn around for you, because that's how it happens. I guess not for everybody, but that's always been the case for me. Like, even when the really bad mood or, like, the funk lasts for, like, months, I always come out of it eventually. And I've started to feel a lot better just knowing that even if I feel absolutely awful, even if I have a day where I just feel like utter trash, it's okay, because that happens. And, you know, it'll come and then it'll go, and it's not forever. Sometimes the worst part is worrying that you're always going to feel like that. And once you realize that you probably won't, and that things always change, because change is what's up, then you're good. Do you play stuff that isn't WoW? Kind of. Not really. I do some other stuff very casually. As far as things that I've actually played within the last 6 months, because I can always list off, like, the favorite games that I used to play back before WoW, but honestly, it's been a couple years. I don't know if I can really say I play those anymore. But things that I've been doing recently, I watch a lot of Overwatch. I don't play much Overwatch, but I watch Overwatch League religiously. That's today, actually. I play Hearthstone very terribly. Absolute bottom tier casual, rank 20, doing my quests just for fun. I really like Tavern Brawls. Any Tavern Brawl with randomness, like the one that we have right now, I'm all about that. And then, what else? Oh, you know what I've been playing lately? And this is a little bit guilty and indulgent of me, because I know I don't really have time. But I have been doing Pokemon. You know, I've been seeing all of this Pokemon stuff on the internet. Mostly unrelated. Mostly like Pokemon Go stuff. And I used to play Pokemon Go. I went really hard with Pokemon Go, but I had to quit because I get a little too into stuff sometimes, and I got a little too into Pokemon Go to the point that I was like leaving my house midday when I probably should have been working to like go get a raid that was near my place. Wasn't good. So I quit Pokemon Go, but I wanted to play something that I could at least do from home. And I really wanted like a full Pokemon game. So I started replaying Pokemon Moon. Because we got Sun and Moon, and I actually never quite finished Moon. I got almost all the way to the end, and then I never quite finished it. So I've been doing a Pokemon Moon playthrough, and I'm doing that thing that I always do when I play Pokemon. At least for the first half of the game, where I'm like, I'm not gonna leave this patch of grass until I've caught every single thing that lives here. So I look up online everything that lives there, and I stay, and I kill everything that spawns until the thing that I'm looking for, until I've caught everything. And it's not like I'm trying to actually 100% my Pokedex. I have never done that in a Pokemon game. I'm just trying to catch everything that's available. And everything that I catch in this particular run of Pokemon Moon, I've been using a random name generator to name, and that has been really fun. So I'm basically, like, I eventually went and planned out my team online with, like, a little thing to help me make sure I'm covering all the different types. But for a while I was picking, like, which Pokemon I was going to use by how cool of a name they ended up getting out of this random name generator. It's awesome. It was a great idea. Okay. She loves crowdsource a sleeve for your other arm if you're brave or foolish. Absolutely not. No way ever. I don't want anything that's going to be pop culture. I don't want a WoW tattoo. I don't want anything, like, that is... I don't want anything pop culture, because I feel like they're not going to age as well. And I think to some extent tattoos will still be reflective of the aesthetics that you enjoyed at the time that you got them, and that's okay because it's like a piece of your personal history. But I don't personally want anything like that. So what I'm thinking of getting is I want a sleeve basically that's got like some birds kind of from the shoulder, from the elbow to the shoulder, and then fish from the shoulder to the wrist, kind of like a river theme. Tamara, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope that you're enjoying the stream. If you would like to, feel free to chat with all of the emotes, all the custom Hazel emotes that are available for YouTube sponsors. I appreciate having you here, and I appreciate the support. Thank you. Arctic Fox, great for living it in. Conditions, so, oh yeah, the Arctic Fox hair. I thought you were talking about the battle pet. Yeah, Arctic Fox is the hair dye that I use, and the conditioner aspect of it was amazing. I will say, it rinses out pretty quick as far as stuff goes, considering that I barely wash my hair and it still fades relatively fast, but maybe my expectations are too high. Like, before this, I hadn't really dyed my hair since high school, so I didn't really remember. Hey girlie, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Natural hair is close to yours. I want to go purple or blue. Thanks. Always a light at the end of the tunnel. First time watching live. Welcome. Heaps of pet charms by swapping between alts whenever a pet world quest appears in Dalaran. Yep, it's really good. I have been doing pretty well pet charm wise just by doing my family familiar. I am very close to family familiar. I need either VoD, Zorvask, or Robert Craig to spawn. I need 2 of those 3. And not, like, once one of them spawns, I'll have most of my achievements, but for the last 2, I'm going to need the other 2 to spawn. I think depending on which ones happen. I'm really close anyways. And I've been pretty lucky that a lot of the times that a family familiar trainer spawns, and I'm doing it on all of my 10 ults to do it on every single class, it's giving me pet charms. So I just send them all over to my priest, and then I stock up on more stones, and I stick them in my bank. I don't have as many as some people, but I have a good amount. Level up pet. Hello from Portugal. Good luck on your leveling. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming to the stream. Watching Hazel while having a thunderstorm sleep sounds on low in the background. This is relaxing to its fullest. So, like, you actually went online to find thunderstorm sleep sounds? Like, I understand the concept. I've had I actually used to put nature sound stations on when I was working. I kind of go back and forth between, like, this super low-key, like, focus music that's, like, weird and tonal, but helps me sit still and actually focus on my stuff, and nature sound stuff. But thunderstorms, man. I'm not afraid of thunder, but I definitely find it unsettling, and I can't imagine trying to sleep at thunderstorms. Do you have a Switch yet for the Gen 1 remake? Octopath Traveler came out today and is very pretty. So, I don't know. We're probably going to end up with one at some point, though. And I don't know what Octopath Traveler is, but I need to find out, because I was hearing about it all over my Twitter, and I don't know. I don't understand. Okay. What website did you use for making your Pokemon team? So I actually said I used a website. I was looking for websites, and what I ended up doing was I took a picture of the type effectiveness chart, imported it into an image editor on my tablet, and basically scribbled over, like, so I knew I was going to have a Poplio, which turns into a Primarina, so Water Fairy. So on that grid, scribbled over all of the things Water Fairy counters, and then just kind of did that. I did it very much by hand. There are tools that do that thing, but I couldn't find one that was really going to do it the way I wanted to. And so I basically had, like, my image in one tab, and then another tab I had, like, the Pokedex, so I could, like, look at my options. Yeah. Hazel, how should I deal with my extra pets? I've got 2 guild banks full now, many leveled to 25. My server sales have really slowed down. So, option 1, you could sell them on another server if you're trying to sell for things like WoW tokens. If you sell enough for a WoW token and then buy it, then you're good. If you're not trying to sell for WoW tokens, you really want your gold on that server, there's not really a great answer. You either, I mean, as far as I understand, you either wait for the prices to drop and sell them slowly, or you drop the prices yourself. My inventory's full. I need to sell some stuff. I'm not used to not having bags. Got a Celestial Invitation to Pet Battle Algalon for Stardust. Had no idea that existed. Nice! That's a really cute pet. The battle's a little bit tough. I do have a guide if you get stuck, but I bet you you got it. I bet you can do it. Hello, Hazel. Why are you rolling another priest? For guild rep to buy a Deathwatch Hatchling. I can probably vendor this stuff with more abandon. It probably matters less than I think it does. Why are none of these things leaving? I'm clicking on them. Am I disconnecting? What's happening here? I'm clicking on these things, and they're not. Does Broghamphus not want to buy my stuff? What about you? Do you want to buy my stuff? Alright, there we go. For whatever reason, that guy did not want to buy my stuff. There wasn't even an error message. What a weird thing to notice. It's a JRPG with cool visuals. Oh, okay. Any luck in the Spooner mount? I haven't seen the vendor up, no. He apparently spawned twice yesterday, and I managed to miss it despite the fact that I worked from home and I was here all day. I'm quite upset about that. It made me go and actually rethink my Discord notification settings. I normally keep notifications like massively muted on almost everything because I really hate it when things ping me. Like, I want to check my email and Twitter and whatever when I want to, on my time. Like, once a day at a time. I will sit down, I will check all the stuff, I'll deal with my messages, and then I don't look at it otherwise. I do not want my technology telling me when I should think about it. That just seems rude to me. But I do want my technology to tell me when the Mad Merchant is spawned, so I had to turn all that on. Cake, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope you enjoy the stream. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Who's your pick to win in the Overwatch League this season? I mean, my team's out, so I guess the NYXL, that's like the easy bet. PC specs are on my Twitch page, twitch.tv/hazelnutty8. I never stream there, but my PC specs are still there. You're on number 12 of your alt army. Doesn't matter what crucible traits I take. Not playing the specs anymore. Is this a tune for fun? We're trying to get the Deathwatch Hatchling. You're right, I should probably put that on the screen somewhere. I feel like it would be a long paragraph. Have you ever tried farming Oldemon for the super rare items? I actually haven't, no. Usually when I'm farming for stuff to sell, I'm just looking for like whatever transmog feels like dropping, and I like doing that in Zul'Farrak, I like doing that in Blackrock Depths. I've been told that I should try it out in Razorfen Crawl. Apparently that one's good too. Just had a massive lag spike. Maybe that was what it was. Did an alt purge down to 4 alliance and 1 horde ready for BFA. So weird having an empty alt tab. Yeah. It's good though. It's refreshing, you know? Spring cleaning. For Ultimate Battle Training Stones versus Flawless, do you focus on wild pets or dungeon faction ones? Wild ones are more likely to not be rare when you get them. So, you mean like the quality upgrade stones? I have enough quality upgrade stones kind of stockpiled from things dropping from the bags of pet goodies that I never really look for a rare version of a pet anymore. If it happens, that's great, but otherwise I'll just catch like one, hopefully in a breed that I like, and then I'll upgrade it. I'll upgrade any of them. That's how I feel about alerts and stuff. Love your videos, very fun and always fun and informative. Thanks for watching them. Have you read or listened to Before the Storm yet? Innkeeper Farley is the one that Dan would talk to. No, I haven't. Who's your team? I'm a Seoul Dynasty fan. Fleta did make the Overwatch World Cup for South Korea, so I can cheer for them, but he's not on their starting lineup, so, yeah. I'm really excited to watch the World Cup, but I think without Fleta starting, it's got to be Team Canada first, because I gotta cheer for my countrymen, and then probably South Korea after that. When is the next live stream? The next live stream? What, you don't want this one? No, Tuesdays. Fridays and Tuesdays. Fridays at 3 Pacific, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific. Is WoW worth getting back into? I want to play again, but Warlord's lame. No idea if I like the BFA rating. I mean, depends on if you like the BFA rating. If you didn't play of any Legion, I would say play a little bit of BFA. Because Legion made a lot of improvements over Warlords. And BFA is going to continue to have those same improvements. So I would try it. Dallas Fuel for the win. Hazel, can you talk some Spanish? I wouldn't, no. I am the typical person that doesn't speak Spanish and that I only know food words. Spanish wasn't really a huge part of my area growing up. There was a lot more people speaking French. Do you see the pre-patch update about targetable legendaries? Yeah, Actually, I'm not that excited about that. I'll have to see if I have any of those Awakening Essences on my Void Elf, because I would really like to get a decent legendary for her for leveling, but it doesn't really matter, because we're going to level, and then we're going to be over with them, and it's not like I really have time to do cool stuff between now and BFA anyways. I really should be just locking myself in this room and making videos. More may be coming. Allied race is coming. Before the Storm is full of priests, how could you not like it? I didn't say I didn't like it, I just haven't read it. I know. I should just buy it. I need something to read anyways. Squirt is up today in the garrison. Oh yeah, the nuts thing. Hang on. I need to get a new stream bot. How is Warlock and BFA? Pretty. They have amazing new animations. I couldn't tell you if they're going to do damage, and you won't really know until it goes live and all the hotfixes happen, but they look good. Plus, you got 3 damage specs. What are the odds that they're all bad? You're probably fine. You're probably just fine. So how are we doing now? How are we doing now for reputation? We are up to a little bit of the way through friendly, so we need another 18,000 rep. Wouldn't worry about reading before the storm. I finished it and it was good. Wasn't crazy enough that I would beg people to read it. That's kind of how I felt about the 2 WoW novels that I've read already. I read The Shattering and I read War Crimes. And with both of them, I was like, well, that was a book. You know, I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad. I'm not over the moon about it. I don't feel a dire need to read it again. So I don't really worry about it too much. How do Driz look in BFA? I mean, furry, you know, fluffy. I'm not going to have any good info for you on class balance. If anybody does, you know, it's one of those things that until all the final tuning and hotfixing's done, even when the expansion's current, like, I couldn't tell you right now who's best in Legion. I have no idea. You know, as long as everything is close enough that I can do my job and stay in my heroic raid, that's all I really want for my life. It's actually Saturday here. Hi, Hazel. I'm back into WoW after a long hiatus, a little overwhelming. Coming back to your hometown, everything's familiar and foreign at the same time. How do you figure out where to start after something like that? Do you just kind of, like, guess, or are there guides that you're working off of? Because I can imagine that there's, you know, especially like when you finish leveling in Legion, Khadgar comes at you from like 6 different places at once and is like, yo dude, I need you to help me. And it's like, well, with what? It's full of priests, you will like it? I see. What made you make another priest? This is just to get some guild reputation with another guild that has access to the Deathwatch Hatchling, so that I can get a Deathwatch Hatchling that I don't have yet. That's all. I was going to do a hunter, and I probably should have, but I forgot. Hazel, hi Hazel, hi chat. Hi Camp Spaceship, how are you doing? Crazy that Anduin gets off being fully responsible for what happened in Arathi. Yeah, I'm going to have to read it so I at least know what's going on there, but I'm very biased towards Anduin. I'm probably going to support him anyways. War Crimes was good. War Crimes is pretty good. Any reason to do missions for artifact power and characters that already did Silithus? No. I mean, you can vendor it, but that's what gold missions are for. Honestly, I don't think there's really a reason to do it on characters that haven't done the Silithus thing, because you can just go do the Silithus thing. It's not gated behind anything anymore. Simo270, thank you very much for the super chat. Hey Hazel, love your content. Keep up the awesome work. Much love from the UK. Thank you. Anduin was not responsible. Are you gonna make any allied races post BFA launch? Zandalari, Dark Iron. Kind of thinking about it. Like, they're gonna give me alt slots, although unless they increase the amount of characters that you're allowed to have on your overall account, it's not gonna help me much. Maybe. I want a Zandalari Druid for PvP. But I don't even PvP anymore, you know? I'm out of that business, you know? I'm retired. I don't have room for it in my life. But they look really cool. They look really, really cool. Khadgar, shut up from doing the thing. Do you have your pet out for a reason? This bunny? I took it out when I was doing the pet battle for some, rep, I suppose. Guild rep. And then it's just out now. It's so cute, but I should stop, maybe at some point I'll stop by and transmog my stuff. I think it's not too much gold to do it early on. I like my druids furry, not scaly. Thank you very much. Sticking to High Mountain Tauren. The cat form, though. The silly thing is that if I was playing a Zandalari druid in PvP, I would be a resto druid, so it doesn't even matter. Like, you spend some time in the forms, but not that much time. Actually, you know what I'm gonna want to know? Is how the racials compare for PvP between the Kulturan humans and the Night Elves. Because I could totally, I mean, I've been a Night Elf resto druid for PvP for a long time, but the Kulturan forms, I don't know, I think it's really cool. I could get on board with that if the racials were good. But Shadow Meld is like, I'm very attached to Shadow Meld. Shadow Meld is my oops, my oh no button, my get out of whatever it was that you were supposed to be doing free button, and I have a hard time functioning without it whenever I'm playing something else, so yeah. What are you up to today? Alright, I'm gonna put it in the description, so let's see. There we go, it's in the title. We're grinding guild rep for the Deathwatch Hatchling pet today. I don't have that battle pet yet, so I have made an alt on a server that has a guild that invited me, that has that achievement, so we can grind some guild rep and buy the pet. That's what we're after. I want paladins for Zandalari Trolls. Zandalari, go for it, Hazel. Man, what if I end up with just both, you know? Well, we do both. We do the Zandalari Trolls and the Culturian Human, and we do a Druid on both of them, and I just find a world where I can, you know, I find a world where I have the time to PvP in all of them, and just get Gladiator and do PvP. No, I can't do PvP streams. Saturday morning coffee. And Hazel, good morning from Western Australia. I hope that you have some coffee that you were especially enjoying. Something that I've been doing lately, whenever I'm like editing, I try and do it in chunks, and I take like a 5-minute break, and then I go back and do more. So for my 5-minute breaks, I need to like do something that chills me out and like decompresses me a little bit. But it also has to be only 5 minutes. Like, I need to get back and finish doing whatever I was doing if I ever actually want to make videos. And that kind of rules out a lot of stuff, because I tend to get very lost in something once I've started it. I can't just pick something up for a second. So the thing that I found that's actually been really working for me is taking my little cup of tea, and I'll go sit right in front of that tank that's on camera there, and I'll just, like, hang out with my fish. Or I'll do it in front of the betta tank, or in front of the other tank in the living room. And I'll just, like, you know, chat with the fish a little bit. I know it's crazy, but like, you know, they don't talk back. And I ask them how they're doing, talk about what they've been up to, talk about what I've been up to, have my tea, and then I go back and work more. It's great. I don't know if I want to level a kitty or a pally. I mean, probably a kitty. Kitty. Why are you leveling so many priests? For Deathwatch Hatchling. Leveling is boring. True. Remind me to never ride shotgun with Hazel. She keeps smacking into things when driving. Oh, man. That's going to be very real. It's going to be very real. Shard, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope that you enjoy the stream. I appreciate the support. Doing the fishing for the level 3 garrison. Where on earth are the fish in the Frostfire? Far eastern side. Here, I'll show you, actually. Unless you've already figured it out because of chat delay. But in Draenor, where did they put Draenor? There we go. Frostfire. Right here. Right here. Far, far, far east side. Okay. What time is it there? 4:14 p.m. How is Zandalari Tree Farm going to look like? A dino tree? I don't know if we know that one yet. Maybe we do. Thanks to your videos, I decided to join back into WoW to get things done. Found out that I have beta. I'm so happy. Nice. Taliesin and Evertel have a really good video before the storm. If you watch that, you will know everything that you need to know on the subject. I should check that out. Will World Quest still be on Argus and Broken Isles? Yes, they will still be there. Found the audiobook on YouTube. People keep telling me that it's there for free. I would probably read rather than listen. I mean, I'm sure that it's great, and everybody's been telling me that audiobooks are great, and that this particular audiobook is great. And it's going to be one of those things that I finally try it one day, and I'm like, wow, I really should have been doing this all along. But until I try it, I'm going to be like, but I could just read it. I could just read it. Chatting with pets is completely acceptable. Yeah. I mean, when I talk to the cat, it doesn't feel so crazy because the cat talks back. You know, she'll look at you, or she'll do something, or she'll meow at you sometimes. The dog just kind of like looks concerned, like he's worried about what he's done, so I don't talk to him too often because it just stresses him out. But the fish, you know, the fish are good. I like checking in with them. 15-minute videos faster than a 9-hour book, though. I bet it wouldn't be a 9-hour book. I don't think it's that long. You ask the fish what it's been doing. Does it ever respond with anything other than swimming, pooping, and eating? No. No, not really. What does the tea taste like? This tea tastes like a really old book. That tea tastes like what a really old book smells like. Still looking. Found the channel. I've already subscribed. Great content. I can relate with anyone who has a hard time playing without shadow meld. Oh my goodness, yeah. And it's really funny is that I would shadow meld. This is awful, by the way. But I would shadow meld to get out of things that I had other ways of getting out of. Like I'd see someone sheeping me, and I would panic shadow meld because it seems to happen faster than shifting. Even though I think it's the same. Maybe there's a global before shifting, but like, I could have just gone travel form. I could have just turned into a cat or a bear and not been polymorph, but no, I had to meld that when I really should be saving it for a cyclone. Like, I made some really cringy mistakes. Been grinding pet charms before 8.0. What's better to buy, the battle stones, the rare ones, or the ultra ones? You want a mix of both, typically. You want a mix of both. If you have nothing, I prefer the ultimate battle training stones because those are the ones that are getting a price bump in BFA. Those are going to be 60 of the new charms instead, whereas the current ones are only 45 of the current charms. So I prefer getting the leveling ones. The other ones you'll be able to still buy with new charms, and you can look for rare versions of most pets. Like, you won't need as many upgrade stones. I do use a lot of upgrade stones because I have a good mix of both, so I can just like upgrade whatever. But I would say that the level stones are more valuable. If you're in a position where you gotta pick, but a good mix of both is good. Audiobooks on long trips in the car. I've been thinking about if I do get my tattoo done soon, and it turns out that I'm not very good at talking to my artist, because I'm if you watch a couple of my streams, you probably know that I can talk to myself for like hours, but only when I'm comfortable, and it usually takes me a while to warm up to that with people. I can be cripplingly quiet around new people because I'm just not comfortable. And it's fine, it's not a big deal, but if it turns out that I'm not chill enough to talk the ear off my poor tattoo artist, then wondering what I can do, because it's going to have to be one-handed, obviously, because they'll be working on my arm. I am right-handed, and they'll be working my left arm, so I guess I can have my phone. I don't really like killing time on my phone, though. I guess I could put a book on my phone. That would be a good idea. I could have a book on my phone, or I could like bring my tablet and read. Or like a really good podcast or an audiobook. Like, maybe that's a good time to do before the storm. I could either read it or listen to it while someone's inking me. 9 hours and 40 minutes, I just checked. Book flavored tea, no deal. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. Poor tea tends to be an acquired taste, and some of them have very different flavors than others. This one, honestly, kind of cheap, not all that great, but I still really like the earthiness and the energy of them. BRB, looking for old book. Hazel's on live. Candy? Book flavored tea. Priest masterclass. I need to spec, don't I? I can actually like spec something. I'm disciplined right now because that's what it made me, but let's be Shadow. Let's be Shadow. What the camera looks down right. What? Why are you leveling? Another priest. For guild rep for the Deathwatch Hatchling. Getting a pet. Oculus Go would be great for that. What are we talking about? I've gotten very confused. Have a glass or two of good rum drink before the tat. As I understand it, alcohol while you're getting tattooed is a little bit of a poor idea, not only because of behavioral issues, but because it will thin your blood, and it makes you bleed more, which you don't want. So and I know, because not recommending this. Poor decision making. Do not do this. I was a little drunk when I got my first tattoo. So this, no, not that side. This side. This side. So that, you can see I've got like a maple leaf back here. It turned out pretty good. Like, I like the tattoo. I was very lucky. But I was in Toronto for the only time I've ever been to Toronto. I was working retail and like sales actually, and my company had flown me out along with a couple of other people and my boss to go to like this tech convention thing, like this tech show in Toronto. And it was my first ever work trip, and I was there with like my boss and some friends that I worked with, and they were all like heavily tattooed people. They were a little crazier than I was, and like we get there and they immediately head to the liquor store. And I remember the convention actually. I remember because this was 2013, 2012, early, probably 2012 actually, maybe even 2011. It was Windows 8. It was like the Windows 8 previews, because I remember talking to Microsoft people about the about Windows 8 and like trying to think of how on earth I was going to talk people into buying Windows 8 PCs. But anyways, yeah, we got one, like the first night we were there, we got kind of drunk. We were like bored in the hotel room, and they'd already done one dumb thing, and they were like, let's go get tattoos. And I was like, yeah, because I don't know, I was 19. Not a great idea. But I knew at the time that I wanted a tattoo. I'd been wanting tattoos for a while. And I also knew at the time that I was looking into leaving Canada, and I wanted to get something Canadian, so that I have something on me to take with me, kind of. For the Oculus Go, what do you use to heal your tattoos? It's been a long time, and I've actually kind of forgotten. I remember using unscented moisturizer. I remember unscented moisturizer. I don't know if that's still the thing, though. I'm gonna have to, like, re-Google it, because I don't remember. Tried Lapsang Souchong. It's like drinking a bonfire. I have, yeah. I have. If any of you ever are looking for a good cup of tea in Portland, the Tao of Tea has a couple of tea shops. One of them's in the Chinese Gardens, and there's another one in town. And they have an amazing catalog of all sorts of amazing teas from around the world. They have a really good Lapsang Souchong. They have lots of great pours. They have lots of good greens, and like they have everything. It's amazing. I go there whenever I'm in the area. She's in the US. I am from Canada. I am living in the United States. Someone just getting into battle pets, the best way to get a few level 25s, I would, like, do it now. Do it now. You want pet charms. And the way to get that is going to be getting Boons of the Zookeeper onto as many alts as you have, and getting those bags. And the way that you want to farm those bags, they have an approximately 1 hour internal cooldown. So after you get a bag to drop, you're not going to have another one drop on that character for like an hour. So get a bag to drop, and there's a place that you go to do that. So take your character with your Boon of the Zookeeper. That enchantment can be bought from Dramus in the pet shop in Dalaran. Buy that enchant, put it on your shoulders, head out to Asuna, and head out to like here-ish. There's an island with a bajillion seagulls. Kill them. Don't loot them until you've killed all of them. And then you loot them, and it'll give you at least one, usually a couple of bags. And then do that in your next character. Those bags will contain pet charms. Get 45 of them together, and then buy a stone. You cannot do this after Tuesday. If you're doing it to level a pet, it will only work before the pre-patch. So you are running out of time, but if you have a couple of vaults, you can get at least enough to get your first pet. Because you can't, like, you cannot buy your first level 25 pet. You must level it yourself, although the leveling stone will work. Nappy rash cream for tattoos. That's a good idea. What is that cup you're drinking out of? This is, I think it's from Pacific Tea on Amazon. It's like a stone drip glaze cup. It's pretty. I like this one a lot. It's got like, it's sort of like cement on the bottom, and then the glaze goes all the way down. And it's got like a little bit of red, a little bit of tea there that I'm probably going to pour on my desk. I use this one for pour tea pretty often. There was a weird comment. Somebody was like, said that I should get a bigger teacup. And I have bigger teacups. I really like the small ones because I have a pot of tea here on my desk. And this pot of tea is hot. And I pour it in my teacup, and now I have a tiny hot cup of tea. And I can finish drinking that while it is still hot and then pour myself another one. It's much like whenever I have a big cup of tea, it's always cold before I get to the bottom of it. Always. And I like this a lot better because then my tea doesn't get cold. The bot, no. There we go. Should be on now. And you can, yes, that is also true. You can get one free level 25 pet for each level 3 garrison you have. But if you never played through Warlords and you skipped it, it's probably faster to do the Legion thing with the pet charms than it is to go back and do the garrison thing. Level 3 was kind of annoying. I need to get some bears. Just saw a sheep. If you polymorph a sheep, does it turn into a monster? Maybe it just turns into a slightly fancier sheep. You're from Toronto. Why did you move to the States? I'm from Victoria. I'm from the West Coast. I only went to Toronto for that one business trip. I moved to the States because I met somebody online through online dating, and then we decided we wanted to get married. Not like that quickly, but you know, that's the short version of the story. Do you remember Pink Flame? No. Should I? I'm sorry. I'm going to live in Vancouver for college. Any tips on moving between countries? Ooh, Vancouver. Vancouver's expensive. Vancouver's nice though. It's pretty. It's expensive. Tips for moving between countries? I should have tips. I've done it. I think it's going to be different depending on where you're moving to, like, from. I think you'll do all right, though. Never drunk tea before, nor do I plan to. What can anyone say to motivate me? I mean, I don't know, live your own life. If you don't plan to, then that's fine. Have you had Voodoo Donuts? I love their maple bacon bars. I've had Voodoo Donuts. They're good and they're cool, and I think that everybody should visit there at least once because it's like a cool experience. But I prefer, if I'm in Portland and I want to buy a donut, I prefer to go to Blue Star Donuts. There's a couple of locations. You got to get there early because they sell out. But I like their raspberry rosemary. It's like raspberry rosemary something, and they also have a blueberry bourbon basil donut. They're very into alliteration. And they sound weird, and they are weird, and they're delicious. They're amazing. It's making me hungry. I've run out of bear, so it's a bear. Where do you get the name Hazelnutty Life? I mean, I'm Hazel. I'm a little bit crazy, so we're Hazelnutty. And then, you know, when I'm on YouTube, I'm doing game stuff, so we're Hazelnuttygames. And then Instagram isn't really a whole lot about the game stuff, so that's where the life part comes in, because that's more my life. And by that, I mean selfies and fish pictures and cat pictures. Hazel, what is your favorite class? Shadow Priest. You're personally a warrior that also plays a Shadow Priest? Yeah, definitely Shadow Priest. I would say Priest because that's like the class, but specifically Shadow Priest, because I'm kind of lukewarm on Holy, and I never play Discipline. Absolutely never. Anyone else really mad at the Bear Tartar nerf? I'm not pleased with it, if we're being real, but I understand where they're coming from. I wish they would have replaced it with something. I wish they would have made a new version of it. But yeah, no, it's rough. Live in Victoria too. My husband's family was from Victoria. We met online. Now he lives in Australia. America has better pizza. Canada has better pancakes. There's good food in both countries. There's lots of good food in Portland, actually. I was worried when I first moved to America because before then, the only times I'd ever come to America were to visit Florida. Like, I went to Disneyland when I graduated from high school. Me and my mom went to Disney, not Land, World, Florida. Disney World in Florida. And maybe it's just because it was like a resort vacation, and maybe because it was Florida, and maybe because it was Disney World. But all of the food made me very sick. Like, not food poisoning, but just like it was so heavy and it was so sugary and there was so much of it. And it was like, I couldn't find, like, I got to a point where there was so much sugar and I couldn't find something to eat that didn't have like a ton of sugar in it. Possibly, again, because Disney World, but like, I wasn't used to that, and I was really worried that all of America was going to be like that, but there's lots of really good food in Portland. Blue Star is great, but is Blue Star Donuts open at 3:47 a.m.? I don't know, probably not. Is Voodoo open that early? I didn't know that. If you polymorph a sheep, it'll turn into Yogg Saron. That's why you can't. I know a lot of people that live out in the West Vancouver area. It'd be nice to visit them. It's beautiful, but some spots are expensive to live. Vancouver is incredibly expensive to live. It's one of those places that's just like really up there as far as being pricey. Victoria's bad. Vancouver is like really bad. It's gorgeous though. All of British Columbia, anywhere that I've been, I miss it. I want to get rich and vacation there as an adult or an old lady. I want to take vacations on like lakes in cabins and, you know, row boats on those lakes and hope that they're as quiet as they were when I was a kid. Two most fitting classes for a Nightborn: Mage and Warlock, with Shadow Priest being a close third. Lots of cloth stuff. I like Nightborn and cloth. Uruguay has green stuff. Just level to Shadow Priest. I don't like it. I feel like maybe I'm playing it wrong. A lot of the Shadow Priest appeal, I find, comes from, like, when you can really get going against a boss, and you get, like, a really good, long, heart-pumping wood form going. That's my favorite part. I like all of it, because I get to be purple and spread tentacles, and who doesn't like that? But that's my favorite part. Didn't like Shadow Priest, still studying Wowhead, redoing my bars. Definitely, yeah, Wowhead has some good info, and check out the How-To Priest guides. If you're concerned that you might not be doing it correctly, check out the How-To Priest stuff. They will set you straight, but also don't worry about it too much because we're about to undergo a bunch of class changes and it's not going to be the same after a bit. Disney food is awful. I'm from Orlando. It makes me sick too. Let them work in old content. I think that German names are really cool. Hazel is of German descent, I think. Oh, is it? I didn't actually know that. Do you think Legion invasions in the Broken Shore will disappear in patch 8.0? I don't think so, no. I have played a lot since vanilla. Hello, Hazel. Hello, chat room. Hey, Corpse Run. Corpside Radio is it's a WoW podcast. If you guys haven't checked it out, you should. They do cool stuff. How you guys doing? Love Portland, Oregon food. They have gluten-free donuts. It was very nice to have a donut again after 6 years of not being able to eat them. Portland does a couple of things really well, and one of them is donuts. They're also very well known for beer, and I haven't checked, but I feel like we're also well known for adult establishments, like clubs where you can see people dance with not a lot of clothes on. I think there's a lot of those around. Haven't checked it out, but apparently it's a thing. The Saturday market. I love the Portland Saturday market. It's, I've gotten some plants there. Like, I can't go there without ending up coming back with, like, a succulent plant. I always buy those. And then, it's just a really cool place to just walk around and see everything. What else do I really like about Portland? I don't get out very much. It's kind of like, we got fish stores. I've never actually been, but apparently the fish store downtown, the Wet Spot, is, like, both a hilarious name for a fish store, but also, like, a nice place to buy fish. But, I go to one in Beaverton, World of Wet Pets, and I love it there. I love the store, I love the staff, and they have such good fishies. What do you think is the best class for PvP? The one that you can stick with long enough to get good at it. The one that you like enough to put in the time to get good at it. Or Demon Hunter. Want to try Resto Druid? Is it worth it? Yeah, Resto Druid's great. Resto Druid's always been fun. Resto Druid is usually viable at something. It's got very cool spells. It fills a very specific niche. Yeah, absolutely. For Captain of the whole country, PDX Pride. Fine, how are you doing? I am doing great. I'm a little warm. It's pretty toasty out here in Oregon. But I know a lot of people like down in California are suffering, so I'm trying not to complain too much. Also, I have air conditioning. No, you're indeed. Do you think the pre-patch Battle of Lordaeron will be only for 110s? I think it'll be only for 110s. I don't know that. It would be interesting if it was a leveling thing like the other thing was. But yeah. Love Shadow Priest leveling one up. Honestly, my favorite range DPS. It's just so, I don't know. It felt so good to find something that I knew I liked enough to stick with it even when it was bad. Because then you can build up the history with the spec. I'm not even even if it's awful in BFA, I'm not worried about it. I need a bartender, please. Because I am a Shadow Priest. That's what I'm gonna play. And if it's not good for a patch, then it's not good for a patch. It'll be good in a later patch, you know? These things are always changing. Stance bar? Is that it? No. What's it called? Which one is that? Which one is that? Oh, it was this. No. I don't want my shadow form bar in the middle. It's a bartender thing. I know it is. Oh, you know what I need to do? I just need to use my profile. What am I doing? Copy from any of my Lightbringer characters. Sure. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Fixed it. Congrats on 100k. Thank you. New fish, what are they? Those are white cloud mountain minnows. They hail from, they probably hail from a fish farm somewhere, but they are native to China, the White Cloud Mountain. They're actually extinct there. It's a high, cold water, clear water fish. They're schoolings. They like to be in groups of usually at least 5, like 5 to 10 seems to be a good number. I have 7 in there. They get to about 1.5 inches. They're very flexible in terms of parameters. People do keep them warmer, but you can also keep them a little bit cooler. I think they're good from anywhere from like 50s to 80, although you probably want to not do them at 80. They're at about 75 in there. They seem to be doing just good. They eat whatever. They live for a couple of years. They breed really easily, so I've heard. They're very pretty once they get colored up. They don't look like a whole lot in the store, but they have like silvery bodies with like a sort of rosy strawberry-ish stripe on them. They have like these red fins with like white tips on them that kind of look like a strawberry popsicle. And they do this really cute thing. So the males, they're peaceful. They can live with other fish as long as they're not going to get eaten. And they don't really fight each other. They chase each other around a bit, but they don't really fight each other. But the males will do a thing where they like spar, and they're not fighting, but they're like showing off to see which of them is like cooler. So one male goes up to another male and he's like, sup. And then they like flare at their fins, and then they like flap their little pectoral fins, and they rise like helicopters while staring at each other with these like they do this really funny face. I spend too much time watching my fish, but it's amazing. It's probably gonna be hard to see if they ever decide to do it on there. but they like flare out all their fins and they make the face, and then they like do that, and the two of them will do that at each other, and they'll like rise up because they like helicopter up a little bit, and then after a couple of seconds of that, I guess one of them wins, and then that one chases the other one, or they just swim away. And sometimes it seems like more aggressive than other times. Like sometimes it's like, sup bro, let's go. And then sometimes I feel like they're just comparing fins, like they're checking each other's outfits to make sure they look good for the ladies. It's great. It's charming. I love fish. I'm so happy. Favorite Blizzard store clothing item? Mine is the WoW pullover. My boyfriend bought it for me yesterday. Isn't that thing so comfy? It's too warm to wear it right now out here. But oh my goodness, I love that thing. I really like, oh man, I have a lot of Blizzard Gear store clothing. I really like men's t-shirts. I really like wearing men's t-shirts. They're just so comfy. I have actually, it's the Overwatch stuff. It's the Overwatch League stuff. But I have the Overwatch League sweatpants and the Overwatch League, just like a basic shirt, not the jersey, but like a logo shirt. And I love wearing them. They're really comfy. For WoW stuff, actually, I bought the Argus t-shirt, actually. The Argus t-shirt I'm really happy with. It's very comfy. It fits me really well. And that one's been good, too. Pause the stream momentarily to complete the Destro Warlock Mage Tower. Nice! It's been good, it's been bad. I love my priest. I've been playing her since January 2005. Wow. Maybe I confused Hazel and Hansel? Maybe. It could be related, though. It definitely could be related. I met my hubby up in WoW. Lived together for almost 10 years and been married for 3. It can't happen. Disney World food made me so sick I refused to eat any hamburger for 6 months and I'm from here. Alright, so maybe it was just Disney World food. I will happily believe that. It was quite something. I want to go to Disneyland after BlizzCon. I feel like that's a tradition that I want to be a part of. I've never been to the California Disneyland. I have been to California because Blizzard flew me out there that one time, but aside from that, I never went. So I'm staying an extra day. I'm flying back home from BlizzCon on the Monday. So I'll have Sunday to like hang out with my friends and do stuff. So I'm thinking either Harry Potter World or Blizzard World. No, sorry, that's not a real place. I'm hopeful thinking. Harry Potter World or Disney World. Land. Butts. You know what I mean. And hopefully it'll be fun. I want the pullover and all the plushies. I've amassed kind of a questionable collection of plushies at this point. Like, it gets to the point where if there's a new plushie, I just buy it because I know I want to have as many as I can. But I'm kind of like really starting to stuff them into the shelf. Maybe one day I'll get an office that has more shelf space. Just for plushies, too, which is the silly thing. Which is going to be hard because I feel like when I get a house, it's going to be... I'm kind of hoping that, and it's probably going to be true, that by the time I actually get to a place where we're buying a house, then hopefully I'm a little bit over fish keeping. Like, I don't want to be over it. I still want to have fish tanks and enjoy them. But right now, I am obsessed. And not like Twitter obsessed, where you like something and you say you're obsessed. I am actually actively, detrimentally harming my life, making it really hard to do other things that I need to do, like eat. Obsessed. And I need to get a little bit over that, because otherwise I'm going to get a house, and I'm going to be like, well, this is where we put the puffer tank, and this is where we put the goldfish tank, and the puffers are going to need some snails, and this is where we put the snail breeding tank. And this is going to be the betta tanks 1 through 3, and this is going to be the, what else would I do? I'd probably end up with the saltwater tank, even though I don't even want one. And this is going to be the guppy tank, and this is going to be the Oscar tank, and it's dangerous. I could see, like, I think it would be really cool to have a house with a room that I can set up as, like, a fish room, but not a fish room that's just for fish. I want it to be a room that's got, like, some nice seating, like some couches and a coffee table, a nice place to sit and hang out and chat with people and drink some tea, like a sitting room, you know, a place to hang out, but also has all of the fish, so you can hang out around all of the fish, you know, not really like the same room that you would have, like, the TV and the game consoles and whatever. Because I really like a place to talk, to actually look at people and talk to them, you know? Leggings you've gotten are super cute too. Those are really cute, yeah. I think definitely at least one pair of those. If you like the look of them, I feel like anybody would enjoy a pair of those. More than one gets really expensive, and you're probably set at that point. But this one got the Argus t-shirt too, sale and couldn't resist. Looks awesome. I wear it all the time. Yeah, it's a really flattering shirt. I was very surprised. I should have gotten it earlier. Have you heard of the GMO glow-in-the-dark fish? It's a real thing you can buy. It's pretty neat. I have looked at those. I prefer, personally, just me, a more natural look for my tank, but I think it's great. If somebody wants, like, a bright-colored fish, I don't see a problem with the genetically modified ones. There is a problem. There's a certain type of fish that people will actually inject dye into. They're like glass fish. They're naturally very clear colored, and people inject them with dye to make them brightly colored, and that is absolutely inhumane. And the fish don't even live that long, and I cannot support that. Absolutely not. But the like the glowfish, those have been just genetically modified, and to my understanding, it doesn't affect their quality of life at all. I mean, maybe it's hard to sleep. I don't know. What's up, hero? How you doing, dude? How you doing? Whole family got sick last time we went to Disney World as well. I am pretty much fully counting on the fact that I am going to get sick after BlizzCon, because thank you, Big Fire. That's just how that works. You know, you go to a convention, you're stressed out, you've been traveling, you haven't been getting enough sleep, you probably haven't been eating very well. Your immune system is taking the worst beating of its life, and then you go expose yourself to like thousands of people's worth of germs. You are going to catch something. It's miraculous if you don't. So you just kind of accept that you're gonna get the conflu, you know, stock up on your cold meds, stock up, I'm gonna put myself together a cold medicine care package to wait at home, so that when I start feeling the scratchy throat and knowing that I'm getting sick, that I know that I'm ready, you know? Get myself a little teddy bear. You just got to accept it ahead of time, and then it won't be so bad. I should put those on, huh? Oh man. Harry Potter World, Universal Studios, not a thing you can spend an entire day in. It's also farther. Like, I'm way more into Harry Potter than I am into Disney stuff, but as I understand it, Disneyland is a lot closer to the convention center, and, you know, there's more to do there. But we'll see. We'll wing it. We'll see what's up. I guess I can just vendor all this because now I have the gold. Thanks. So many germs. It sounds like you need one really high maintenance fish. Maybe. I want goldfish. Maybe I'll change my mind on that one day, but I want goldfish. And I'm not going to keep any goldfish until I can keep them in the correct tank size, because they're going to get big. They're going to be big boys, and I'm going to love them. Came to Hazel's stream because I miss heroes. She wants a room like my office. The only difference is instead of fish everywhere, I have unicorn statues. That sounds magical. That sounds like a wonderful place. Been watching VoDs. I had bubble guppies. The babies didn't swarm my tank. Unless you're really trying to breed, they won't go crazy. That's good to know. Guppies are pretty. I'm just like a little sketchy of live bears right away, but it sounds like I'm probably going to end up with mountain minnow babies. So I just need to... I mean, I'm going to keep these things in a tank with my honey gourami, and Chromie eats everything. Chromie, you put food in that tank, and Chromie opens up her little fish mouth, and she Pac-Mans around and gets it all without even chewing and swallowing. I don't know how she does it. She eats everything. Everything. It's insane. How are you doing on rep? That's a good question. Honored. So we now need another, like, a 10,751 rep. I think. I might have just messed up. Might want to get that chauffeur checked out. He's all over the road. Hand sanitizer for sure. Will you give out autographs at BlizzCon? Sure. You bring me something to sign, I'll sign it. I'll feel a little bit silly because I'm really less famous than you guys think I am. But yeah, I would love to take pictures with you guys. Like, if you see me at BlizzCon, and I'm not like currently eating or something, then come say hi and take a picture with me, and try not to hate me too much if I'm really awkward. I'm just weird in person. I'm weird. Blizz taking it first aid won't help at BlizzCon either. Vitamin C. I should take some of that too. A nerd petri dish. Airborne stuff. I was in BC, Canada. He was in Florida. 7.5 years together total. 3.5 years of marriage, and we still play together in WoW. I'm kind of excited that my husband might come back for BFA. Like, it's looking strong that he might raid with us for at least a tier, and that's always fun. That's always fun. Alright, we gotta actually go kill Hawker. Hi Hazel, hi chat. Literally across the street from the convention center. Are you going to any of the pre-BlizzCon parties? I think I can go to the Wowhead party. I would love to. Is it open? I didn't get an invitation, but I think you can just go. I should just ask them. I know I have a friend. I have a friend that I can ask. But I would love to go to the Wowhead party. If you go to Disneyland, get a reservation for the Blue Bay restaurant. It's great. Wash hands frequently. Don't worry about it. The stress may make you more vulnerable. Yeah, no, I get so stressed out. I don't travel well. When you ship Hazel, she doesn't do well. But maybe it'll be easier the second time. I was pretty uneasy and, you know, panicking for the entire time during my last trip. But maybe having done that, I'll feel better this next time. It might feel easier. We'll see. I have Acatina snail pets. I've never heard of those. Are those aquatic snails or are they land snails? I had a goldfish for 9 years and he was about 5 inches long. I can't decide if I want to get long-bodied shoebunkin goldfish or shorter-bodied fancy goldfish like fantails. I don't want anything too weird. I don't want anything with a wen. I don't want anything that's bubble-eyed, or I don't even want telescopes. I want like a fish that looks pretty normal, but like kind of like a fish. But the thing about the long-bodied ones is they're just, I'd feel bad keeping it in an aquarium. Even if I have a huge tank for it, I'm gonna feel bad about not having a pond for it. Whereas I would feel better about keeping fancy goldfish inside. Snails too, they said they would clean the tank, still very messy. Buying snails to keep a tank clean is like the biggest lie ever. They're so messy. It's like buying a plecostomus, like buying a pleco. Like, sure, it's gonna eat algae, but it's going to poop like 3 times its body weight every hour. It's not gonna keep your tank cleaner. And anytime that somebody tells you that you're buying something that's going to eat your fish poop, it's not true. The best it's going to do is like pick through it and make it smaller so it decomposes easier and is less visible, but nothing eats it. Like, bacteria eat it, you know? Maybe detritus worms, but like, you're not gonna buy a fish or a snail that's going to make it so you don't have to clean your tank. Did you ever try to train your fish? I tried when I had one. He was pretty cute. From New Zealand. I haven't, no. I think I could. He's very smart. I have trained him to swim to the top right corner of his tank whenever I tap my fingers on the top of it so that he can get fed. But that's about it. Chromie has the benefit of time hopping. It's hard to keep the babies alive. I tried to get into breeding when I was younger, and it's just so much work, I wouldn't worry. Okay. Yeah, people make it sound like you're just going to be, like, overwhelmed with extra fish. But maybe it's not so bad. I love chat. It's a preschool version of Trinity. If you want to go to Disney, look for a discount together. Not sure if they do that every year. 10 to 50% off if you have a BlizzCon ticket. That's a really good idea. I'm 10 wins for the trainer title, trying to learn how to merge MP4s so I can make a video of the last 10 wins. What's the best editing software? Well, the best free editing software somebody in chat might be able to help you out with. I've been out of those for a while, but I really like using Premiere. I use Adobe Premiere. You named one of your fishes Chromie? That's freaking crazy cool. She is, I don't have any great pictures to show you guys. She is a honey gourami. She's like a very yellow little circular gourami fish. She's so cute. She's got these little fins, and then she like swims up to stuff, and then she taps them on stuff. And then if I put my finger on her glass, she'll swim up to it because she wants food, because she's like one of those fish that eats like she's gonna die. But she'll swim up, and then she'll take her little thing and she'll like wiggle it on the glass. Like she's just trying to figure out what I am. But it's adorable. It's like she's waving at me. I love it. I love fish. What games does your husband play? Way more games than me. He plays kind of whatever everybody, like, our guild group is playing, so they'll do other MMOs. He did a lot of Destiny. He did a lot of Path of Exile. He likes JRPGs. He's probably going to enjoy the Octo whatever thing. I should probably find out more about it so I sound less dismissive when I talk about it. It's actually inside the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Oh, that sounds like my thing. Oh, pirate food. What long lifespan fish do you know of? Are they harder to maintain? So goldfish, one of them. Depends on the fish. So I think goldfish are probably, and I'm a fish newbie. I'm still learning about fish. I'm fairly recent to the hobby. From my understanding, for fish that are beginner friendly that will still live a long time, goldfish are pretty good. But the thing is, you need to have the space for them because they're messy and they get big. So you need room for them to swim, and you need enough water to dilute their waste so that they don't, choke themselves out with their own waste. It's very unpleasant. So big tank, but like if you have a big tank, aside from that, they don't really need to be heated. They're cold water fish. They don't need anything super crazy in terms of food, and they're pretty tolerant. So goldfish I think are a good one. They can live for, I think, 5 to 10, even 15 years, depending on the fish and its health. For fish that like live a crazy long time, the one that comes to mind is arowana. Certain types of arowana are legal to own, but that's one of the fish that you're gonna need like a bajillion gallon, like huge, like 800-gallon aquariums. Very expensive fish, not very beginner friendly. I'm never gonna have one. They look cool. I will watch people that have them on YouTube. I will follow King of DIY videos all day long and look at it as arowana, but I can't have them myself. You guys know of other like home aquarium fish that are easy that live a really long time? Because there's stuff that you can get for like the regular aquarium that'll live like 5 or 6 years, but I think plecos can get really old. I think a lot of plecostomus can get, like if they're well cared for, can get over 10 years old. Fancy tails are gorgeous. Don't get a pleco. They get massive. It depends on what type of pleco. So Common plecos absolutely get massive. Most pleco types will get up to a foot or more long, so you need to look up the type that you get to make sure you have room for it. But there are types like the clown pleco, stays smaller, kind of like 5 inches and under. But the thing about clown plecos is that they're primarily driftwood eaters, and that's just annoying. Like, I want a fish I can feed fish food, too. The other one that people keep telling me about is, I think, rubber lip and bristle nose plecos tend to be a little smaller. I think maybe the rubber lip ones. Not still tiny, like, they're still gonna be big fish. You still don't want to stick them in your 10-gallon aquarium. You don't really want to stick them in your 20. But if you have, like, a 30 to 50-gallon aquarium, you can probably get away with one of the smaller ones. Who are you cosplaying at? Is BlizzCon? Me. I am not making cosplay. I'm not making cosplay. I haven't made cosplay in years. I don't have the space to do it. I do not have the time to do it. And if I tried, it would look awful, and I would be sad. So, am I going to be PvP flagged out here? Am I, like, is the safe space just Elwyn, and now that I'm out in Westfall, I'm going to be PvP flagged? Is that how this works? I don't see it on my UI, but that doesn't mean that it's not happening. Also, I'm going to fight Old McDonald. Okay. News in the second channel. Wouldn't wait for it. Wouldn't wait around for it. I'm so behind on the stuff I want to do for my main channel. It's not going to be anytime soon. RIP to his sharks. That was so sad. That was so sad. Tiger barbs? Yeah. Hazel, congrats on the 100k subs. Thanks, Wolfie. Growing up, we had a backyard pond with fish. Can't remember what kind. We named them after the Flintstones. I would love a fish pond one day. Like, if old lady Hazel has been successful in her life and can have a place with, like, a good-sized pond, I'd get aboard with a koi pond or a goldfish pond. And take them inside over the winter. You do if the October or November BlizzCon. I'm going to BlizzCon. It's in November. It's early November. Time for some cold pizza, which would make an amazing mage conjured food in the next patch. Clown loaches can live super long, apparently. Oh, yeah. They also get... Those are the stripy orange and black ones, right? Those get big. Like, you buy them really tiny, and they will eventually get huge, but it takes them, like, a really long time. Okay. So, some quests. How are we doing reputation-wise? We are, like, a fifth of the way through Honored. Getting there. What happened when Gul'dan slipped? He fell. Yeah. Cosplay as a fish. Unrelated, but I was looking at goldfish pictures online because I was living vicariously through other people on the internet. And this costume came up. And it was, like, marketed as, like, you know, like a sensual Halloween costume, but, like, a goldfish one. It was ridiculous. Bet your cosplay... I mean... No, it would not be. I'm not, super good... I enjoy crafty stuff. I'm not terribly skilled at it. I'm not... It doesn't turn out looking great. Like, when I did anime cosplay as a teenager, a young teenager, and I did a couple of costumes myself, and they were kind of okay, but all of the really good stuff that I wore, like, my friends made. And, like, the thing of, like, cosplay is so intimidating these days because you watch the costume contest, and you just watch videos that people make of going around at BlizzCon, and you see the caliber of quality that these people put into their costumes. Like, I would look like no. I'm just going as myself. And also, like, from my memories, I mean, I'm sure that you can make cosplays that are more comfortable, but from what I remember from doing anime conventions in cosplay as a teenager, is that it was incredibly uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. Like, there was bleeding feet, there was, like, weird things sticking into you, there was things that you had to adjust all day. It was not... I want to be comfy and in my own clothes and able to hopefully relax and enjoy the convention. I want to chill, you know? We had koi in a 120 gallon. They lasted about 5 years. In 24 hours, they died. My daughter was devastated. You could, I think, do some really cool goldfish in a 120. Koi can be done in an aquarium from what I hear, but, like, they can get really big. BlizzCon is my birthday weekend again. Loaches and plecos get massive. Hazel, do you know what it's called when one torn spies another torn? It's a stakeout. Oh boy. You could take your Murloc jumper, instant cosplay. You know how warm that thing is? If you've ever worn one of those, being in a giant fleece bag is the warmest thing that has ever happened to me. And that is wonderful when it is the winter time, because it doesn't matter how cold it is in the apartment. If I put on the Murloc onesie, I am instantly just fine. You know, you are always warm and cozy in one of those things. But, like, sure, BlizzCon's in November, but it's also in California, and it's inside. It would be way too hot in that thing. There's no way. African land snails. Oh, I've seen some stuff about those on YouTube. I have an Achatina reticulata, loads of different species. They need a heat mat. That's kind of neat. Kind of like keeping reptiles, except it's not a reptile. It's a snail. Cosplay as the Arclight Angler, Underlight Angler. Fogger, I'm learning too. I just got to know that they can eat fish flakes. They're omnivorous. You learn something every day. From what I understand, I'm sure they're very different from my aquatic snails. But my aquatic snails, specifically the mystery snails, will eat whatever. They love fish food. They love invertebrate food. They love cucumber. They love zucchini. They enjoy some spinach. They're all about the lettuce. You know, algae wafers, all good. They'll eat all of it. They're very happy eaters. I just googled the goldfish costume. Some things can never be unseen. We had a goldfish pond in my backyard growing up. Also had a couple of red-eared sliders in there and a box turtle. My dad hand-built a pond. Building a pond would be a fun DIY project one day. And by fun, I mean like soul-crushing, but it would sound fun when you start it. No spoilers. The Magni thing on the Alliance and the Ford airship triggers me. Can't be true both ways. Have you met Khadgar and how many places he can be at once? Sometimes we bend things. Neon Tetris will always be my favorite. I wish there was a Neon Tetra battle pack. I looked heavily at Tetris, and I was like really strongly considering them, but I ended up going with the Mountain Minnows that I'm quite happy with, but they look cute. I discovered your channel a few weeks ago. I've been really enjoying your streams and guides. Keep up the good content. Thank you, Dendrite. That's so sweet of you. Appreciate that. I got Lightforce last week. Now I'm so close to Void Elf. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. You know actually what I was really surprised by, Void Elf-wise, though? So, my husband, we finished his rep grind. He made his Void Elf. I didn't realize what the Void Elf male hair options were like. I had never looked through them. They're something. They're something. I love the female ones. There's a couple that I really like. I love the big ponytail that just has like the one big tentacle sticking out of it. I think that's hilarious. I love it. I would totally wear that. But yeah, I feel like I could do with a few more options there. Keep catching your stream while I'm at work. It's such fun to listen to. Time to go home. I hope that you had an awesome day, and I hope that you have an even better weekend. I hope all of you guys that are living in places as hot as it is here find ways to stay cool. And keep your pets cool. Definitely keep an eye on your pets. It's, you know, if you've got fish that can't get too hot, keep an eye on their tanks. If you've got dogs, keep an eye on the cement under their paws when you take them out. It's easy for things to get too toasty. Something that we did for a bit before we got the AC was we would fill bags with ice cubes and we would put them under a towel on the dog bed so that he could like lay on them. And the cat really liked that too. They both got some good mileage out of that. I did the field medic today. It took me about 8 hours. It was insane. You're done though now. You're done. That's nice. I care for a tank until recently. Had a gourami that was over 12 years old. That fish was awesome. I miss him sometimes. That sounds so cool. The giant gouramis are really neat, but those are big fish. Those are big fish. I feel like if I ever do big fish, I gotta pick one tank. I can't be that person that has like 6 huge fish tanks. That's too many. The little ones, like betta tanks, are one thing. So you can do water changes on those in like 5 minutes. They're really easy to clean. But man, those big ones. I dig the Void Elf here. Thanks. No pushback on casting was something I didn't think much of until I played a Void Elf. It's actually pretty amazing. I always forget about it. I always forget that I have that. Maybe because sometimes I'll like, Power Word Shield prevents pushback as long as you've got the shield active. But yeah, it's pretty nice. So, it is about 5 o'clock. We're apparently not actually going to finish this grind on this stream, but now that I'm started, I can knock that out at some point, and I very much appreciate the guild invite. That pet has been hanging over my head for so long. Oh man. Hi Hazel. Alright, we're done today. Thank you guys very much for coming and watching the live stream. Check out the vlog if you haven't already done so. That came out fresh today. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and an even better weekend. Stay tuned for other stuff, other videos coming out from me. And spend your pet charms. Spend your pet charms before Tuesday. If you're gonna spend them on upgrades, don't spend your pet charms before Tuesday. Trust me.